welcome to the Sports Betting Podcast. I'm Scott Baxter. Yesterday I spoke about odds, value, staking and bankrolls. I also spoke about differentiating between a sports bet and a sports gamble, and it's very important to do that. Today I'm going to speak about conditions, which is going to determine whether it's a sports bet and a sports gamble. I'm also going to explain to you how to bet on sport properly. So to begin with, let's speak about conditions. I'm not just speaking about weather conditions. Obviously, if it's raining hard when the match is being played, the pitch becomes slippy. If it's very windy when the match is played, it's difficult for the players to control the ball. Also, apart from weather conditions, you need to consider player conditions as well. So what's going to happen is the best players in a way play international sport, and what's going to happen is they'll play an international game at the weekend, and then they'll have a club game midweek. And what's going to happen in between those games is the player's going to fly back to his hometown, probably thousands of miles, and he might have one day to prepare himself for the next club game. So in that instance, your sports bet becomes a sports gamble. And the other thing I'd like to say about sports betting and sports gambles is you can do anything you want when it comes to sports gambles. You can bet singles, doubles, trebles. In America they call it parlay bets. You can stake it any way you want. The important thing about if you're sports gambling, you have to keep your stakes low, and in my opinion you need to keep your odds big as well. So it's something that I do. I find that it actually makes me watch the game harder if I have a small stake in it, and it helps me form my opinion when it comes to the next match, and helps me decide on my opinion whether it's a bet or a gamble. But as we go through it all, it's all going to become really obvious to you. So that's conditions. Let's speak about, it's a bit more interesting, how to bet on sport properly. So yesterday we spoke about actually the first thing to realise is a sports bet is a serious investment. It's only ever a single. It doesn't matter if two teams that you want to bet on are playing at the same time. You bet both of them singly. You never double those bets, you always bet singly. And the way to start it is, the other important thing to do is, when you do this, start off using imaginary money, and in the end we're going to come out with an ROI number. It's the return on investment. It's how much money you put in, how much money have you won or lost, and it's important to know that difference. The other thing that I'd like to say on that is that if you can average an ROI of over 20%, then you need to really consider using someone else's opinion or of what's a bet. There's plenty of tipsters out there. By the way, tipsters will tip no matter what the conditions are. They're always going to tip, and it's something that they don't really consider. So that really makes a difference between what I'm saying and what they say. The fact is, I've seen how they bet, and they really, very few people actually bet on sport properly. Betting on sport properly takes time, effort, discipline and patience. And like I say, start off by using imaginary money and find out if you can achieve a positive ROI on average regularly, and that's going to decide whether you use your own opinion or someone else's opinion. That's your option after it. If you find you can't do it, find somebody that can. Okay, so how to bet on sport properly is you're going to come up with a bankroll, and your bankroll is your total amount that you're going to invest in sports betting by itself. It's not something you're going to add to or take away from. It's you're going to go through all the way through, and in the end you're going to calculate your betting performance, and you're going to end up with an ROI number, which is important to calculate it properly. But what you're going to do is, I would choose a bankroll size using imaginary money to begin with. Let's say your bankroll is 10,000. You want to divide that 10,000 bankroll into 10 bets. So a bet equals 1,000. A bet at 1,000. Yesterday we spoke about value. What I'm going to say today is that value is important, and you're not going to find much value. It's pretty rare to find value less than even money. So normally it's even money 1-to-1 or above that you're looking at. So your bankroll is 10,000, you divide it by 10, your bet is 1,000, your stake at even money is 1,000. That means if you proportion it correctly, your bet therefore at let's say 2-to-1, it's always going to return 1,000. So your bet at 2-to-1 will be 500. Obviously that provides the same return as a bet at 1,000 at even money. It's as easy as that. So you're proportioning your bankroll, you're proportioning your bet so it's staked properly, and that's as easy as it can be. All it is, you get your bankroll, you divide it by 10, and your bet at even money is whatever it is that you've divided. 10,000 is a bet of 1,000 at even money. Your bet at 2-to-1 therefore would be 500. It provides the same return. What you're trying to do is you're trying to quantify your betting, your sports betting. that's as easy as it gets. Tomorrow we're going to start speaking about something a bit more interesting, actual sporting events that are coming up, and that'll be a bit more exciting. So please subscribe, hit the like, and leave a comment if you've any questions or comments. Please leave them below the video and I will reply. So until tomorrow, take care and I'll speak to you then.